Welcome to the CanadaGuns talk show, episode 58, speculation special. I am your host, the Crover, and we're going to talk about shit, speculation, speculativeness.
Gun shit.
Lots of shit that people are speculatively about. Say hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah, we got Adriel, the hunting gear guy. We got Elixir, Crazy. We got DV, who never fucking shows his face. Now he doxed himself. Way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now he's gonna, I don't know, get swatted or something.
He's got that big beard to hide his identity, so
it's
kind of hard to tell him.
That's exactly what that is. That's right. What the fuck have you guys been up to lately? Hey, Devi, you've never been on this show, so you get to go first. Fuck you.
So today I got my license to kill small game.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, that's a first for me. I'll have to go out sometime with one of you guys. Apart from that, I'm going out this weekend with.
So what's just if you're gonna go out with us? What's your home address? Just so you know.
123 Bake Street, Springfield, Illinois.
Illinois.
Yeah. I'm going with that. Going out this weekend with Tarot Hunter, I think, if the plans don't fall through. So hopefully target shooting and ice fishing. Apart from that, not too much. I usually don't do much.
Ice fishing is fucking enthralling.
It's what?
I was going to say, have fun freezing your ass off, but it's supposed to be warm this weekend.
Yeah, I picked a good weekend.
Crazy. I don't know if anybody else heard, but you totally went robot for a second there.
Yeah, super robot.
Mr. Roboto.
Arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Actually worked. Did you buy anything this Christmas, Evie?
No, but I got in on that Cabela's ammo special for the 22 Air Tactical on New Year.
Did they ask you to pay more?
No, but they shipped it from Calgary to Ontario when I have like a Cabela's like half an hour from me.
That's where their warehouse
their problem.
is. Yeah, that's their warehouse.
I don't know why they would bother shipping ammo from Calgary.
That's probably
Okay.
That's probably the only location that's actually like licensed or set up to actually ship stuff.
Okay.
That's me just
Feels-
spitballing out of my ass. I don't know.
I mean, they bought a mail order business to break into Canada, and as far as I remember, that business's main warehouse was actually in Winnipeg.
Yeah, SAR.
Yeah, their old warehouse used to be in Winnipeg, and then they moved to Calgary about 3 years ago, and promptly they somehow did worse moving from Winnipeg to Calgary.
I don't know the business side of things. Like maybe it is like a weird business thing where it's a license issue. So I don't know. I thought it was funny.
I think it's a staff issue that want to pay someone that they bury Cabela's to handle shipping things.
Maybe.
Are you gonna de-robotize yourself? They're crazy.
No.
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 Back to the listeners.
Fuck you. It's gonna be his thing. That's his gig. He's gonna be the robot. Hey, Elixir, what have you been up to?
Literally nothing except
Literally
for buying
nothing?
keyboard set. So
Oh, you bought keyboards. That's not even tangentially gun related, so I'm just gonna
Yeah, I
skip you
know.
right now.
okay.
Hey, Crazy, what have you been up to?
What's it just been like since before Christmas that I've been on? I bought Scorpion, and as my tagline says, Ontario transfer times are shit. I bought it on Boxing Day, and guess what still hasn't been approved yet? Then I bought I found out what was his name? Koopa check on the fucking IRC linked me to Delask for all the Scorpion shit. Because I was gonna probably pay $30 at TradeX or some shit. He linked me all the Scorpion shit Delask has, and they must have bought all this crap in bulk when they were building 80% lowers for Scorpions before they got banned. Because it seems like they just want to blow all of it out now. They have fucking mags and holsters and mag pouches out the fucking ass. And what's hilarious is like one 20-round mag is like $23, but 4 of them is $40. one 10-round mag is $18, but two of them and an ammo and a mag pouch is $18.99.
Good
So
deal.
it's like,
Buy a
well,
couple of them.
Yeah, I bought the two 10s and a mag pouch. I bought 420s. I bought a holster for $14.99. That's new old surplus. And I'm like, okay, fuck, whatever, you know, and that's going to probably get here before my fucking gun even gets approved. That's going to get here on Monday.
Robot voice. So
And if
funny.
I'm lucky, my gun will get approved by, like, February.
I am really enjoying the robot voice.
Yeah, I can't.
Mhm.
Oh, I can understand it. It's just fucking funny.
I have trouble sometimes with it.
And then I went shooting. It was interesting going out with my Tokarev in like -9 because I guess something was freezing up or some shit because it was real slow. You could watch the slide as it cycled. It was kind of hilarious when that happens.
Are you using oil in it?
Yes, and that's the problem.
Probably. Run it dry.
Yeah, I know. That's right. It was.
No, you got to use vodka. That's probably what the Russians used.
Or piss on it.
I took my
Yeah, the Russians would use vodka on it.
Yeah, don't waste the vodka on the
started
Tokarev.
just wasting ammo.
I mean, all they really use those for is for shooting, you know, defectors in the back of the head.
Mhm. It's actually a surprisingly accurate pistol. I shoot it as well as I do my SIG.
So it shot conscripts in the back of the head particularly well.
Yes, mine did in particular. When they get revolver, not so much.
No, that's for shooting. That's for shooting conscripts as they rushed the Germans in the back.
And then I'm buying all the shit I need to reload 357 because I'm out of 357 ammo. So
Did you buy the Camp Pro? Did you buy the Camp Pro bulk projectiles?
Yes, that is exactly what I'm going to be buying.
Attaboy. Those things work like a son of a
I'm
bitch.
going to be buying
Oh,
the.
someone has a deal on those right now. There's a damn good sale on those. Let me find who's got it. Just give me
honest to God, they come in boxes of 1,000. You're not gonna shoot 1,000 anytime soon.
That's what you say. I shot 1,357 in a year.
range view. Just a second. I'm gonna send you the link. But Rangeview Sports has a deal on CamPro right now. I have no idea where they are. I'm pretty sure they're in Ontario somewhere, and they've got a fantastic deal on CamPro bullets right now.
They're
And if
oh wait, that
Are
was
they?
Silverdale, sorry.
no location says Ontario.
Apparently there's multiple, and one of them's an oil
That
field
is
company.
still cheaper than what Tendies is selling it for, but I'll have to talk to them.
Well,
Yes,
considering I don't buy from Tendies, I guess I'm buying from those guys.
Something interesting happened. I went to Tendies to buy some of the shit because they had the cheapest price on powder in like anywhere. It was like $30 for Tight Group,
Jesus.
which is way cheaper than everywhere else. And I bought primers as well. But then I bought 200 rounds of 32, and they accidentally charged me for 200 rounds of 9mm, so I saved $30. And then, then I went back there today, and I said, "You're gonna think I'm crazy for actually telling you this, but you didn't charge me enough money on Monday."
You are
So
crazy.
I actually went back there and gave them the $30 that they're owed
The
because
straightest of straight men.
I'm apparently that much of a fucking, honest retard that I went back and did that. Yeah. Other than that, I went shooting. After that, I went shooting with my SIG, and yeah, I went to an indoor range, and we get there, and it's like freezing, like 0 degrees. The furnace is supposedly on, but the highest it got in the reception area was 36 degrees Fahrenheit. And
That's
on
chill.
the actual range, it was below freezing because the air evac system. So the issue is, I was
What?
dressed anticipating an indoor range with some form of heating, so I was freezing my goddamn ass off, and so was everyone else at the fucking range. I still shot, though, and I shot pretty fucking well for myself. I mean, people here still shoot their pistols way better than I do, but for what I normally do, it was pretty damn good.
Yay.
You should take a shooting course.
You want to give me the $300 to take a TDSA course? And sure, I'll go ahead.
He doesn't need a shooting
do
course.
$200 and do a black badge.
Adriel, he just needs to get good because he's a scrub right now.
Ooh.
See, the problem with black badge is I keep thinking I should get better before I do black badge, even though I know I could probably just do black badge right now and pass it anyway.
You just need to be able to shoot and run your gun. You don't need to be good. You don't need to have perfect grip. It's actually better if you don't. It's just don't show up to a black badge and be like, I don't know which end of this thing is, the bullets come out of, or not know how to load it or anything like that. You'll know all that stuff. So it's actually better to take training early on so you don't show up and you're like, well, I just like shooting this way, because the instructors is going to have to change it anyways.
So
But I
don't
know
show up
black
with an
badge,
H
look
and
at
K
it.
then.
You can show up with an H&K, but you'll be wrong.
So can I shoot the black badge with glorious pistola Tokareva of Motherland?
If you can find a proper holster for it, that's not like one of those cloth or leather pieces of shit, I guess.
Hey, Adriel,
Leather is all I have. I actually see something for sale in the States.
the people here at the range in Vic, they do have a holster course. It's not a black badge course. They only run those like every season or so. Actually, it's not a black badge course either. It's like an IPSC qualifier course or something like that, so that you can shoot IPSC. But the holster course that they offer here is just so that you can shoot from the holster at the range. And when I went and I did it, every single person there had either a SIG or a Glock, and I shot it with my 357 with the 8-inch barrel, with H110 357 max loads. So everybody was pew pew pooing with 9mm, and I was shooting fireballs.
So as they're all sitting there shooting these heads, you're look at how small my penis is.
Everybody's got their little fucking Latex and Kydex holsters, and I have a fucking Uncle Mike's Glot holster because it's the only thing that can fucking sheath the 8-inch barrel.
Would have been even funnier with the 10-inch 44 mag.
I didn't have a 44.
I know
no
you have at the time, but just like thinking along now.
Should I go try and do a IPSC course with the black badge course with my Scorpion? I've got a holster coming in for it.
Does the Scorpion take 10-round mags or 5?
Well, five because it's a rifle in order to be legal here. Yeah.
Hard to do a black badge with 5-round mags.
Yeah, I bought fucking 6 of them. The gun comes with at least 2. I've got 8 mags there. I just need to buy the fucking 8-mag bandolier and just strap it.
They're small enough. Just SpongeBob duct tape them together. Hey, Adriel, what have you been up to?
Stuff and things. Yes, I did a bunch of other reviews. The Type 81 I finished off. The Pimp My Keltec, which thank you very much for all the help on the glorious audio intro that I got from a bunch of guys on IRC there.
You're welcome.
I made an article on PCCs in Canada, so there's a whole bunch of pistol caliber carbines in Canada. And not really an article that kind of puts them all together because, we've got interesting laws here and you can't just go off a PCC article that you get out of the States. So I wrote one of those. I got a sight pusher. I want to show you guys this. This is like a cheap Chinese sight pusher. You put your rear slide in there, and this guy at the top here will push the rear sight to the side, so you don't have to use the brass punch anymore. This is $60.
Put
now,
nuts in it.
Put my nuts in it. Maybe later. That's after show only.
Thank you.
Kind of neat, and it worked. So the machining on it's rough. I don't know if it's a knockoff of another design or not. It's got some plastic surface.
Yes.
I would guess yes. When I took a look around, I didn't see anything else that was this style. But just due to the cost, I would assume it's a knockoff of some kind. It's just I couldn't find what kind it was. It works though. I used it on my Glock and my FN, and it was able to kind of adjust to grab onto the sides of the slide and push the push the rear sight out without, typically if you're stuck doing that and you're like really hard up, you'll use a brass punch or a steel punch and mark up your rear sight. This just very gradually pushes it out. So this is nicer for adjusting the rear sight too. I put out my article on the Bullseye FT sight. It's this weird fiber optic tritium combination of things that all goes in a rear sight. It's really weird and really different. So I don't know. Take a look at that if you want to. I've been working on rules for our 3-gun league. Our last set of rules are quite a bit out of date with how we shoot right now. Our rule book is more of the IDPA like practical way of like reloading behind cover and that kind of thing, whereas we've been doing a more gamer style 3-gun lately. So just working on the rules for that. Set out the rules for our 2-gun historical shoot. So I haven't seen one of these out there. So have you guys watched Forgotten Weapons? I don't know if they do it under Forgotten Weapons or in range, but they'll do a 2-gun.
All their match stuff is in range.
In range, so they do a 2-gun shoot, which is kind of cool. And they say in the show, yeah, most people are shooting this with an AR and a Glock, so they get their butt kicked. But they're doing it with older firearms, which I thought was kind of neat. So I thought I would make a match around shooting a 2-gun course with historical firearms. I figure a bunch of guys out there have like an SKS or a Mosin. And
I was saying this last year, World War II gun.
Exactly, yeah. World War II gun shoot. So I'm going to try to make a match out of it. I'm going to try to give like more points for the more out of date the design is. So if you're running like a Mosin Nagante, that's pretty out of date. And if you're running
a blunderbuss.
A blunderbuss? I put date limits on this. I thought about that.
The Lee Enfield is just as old as the Mosin Nagant when you think about it. 1896 versus 1891.
It depends. It depends if you get. Oh wait, which was? Wait, are you talking about the short Lee Enfield or the long one?
The original Lee Enfield Mark I was 1896.
So you can't use the original design date if you use a version of. So if you use like most of the Mosin Nagants are not going to be the 1891. They're going to be 1830. Right? Yeah.
But even then, still, a number 1 Mark III is World War I vintage. Because even if it was still made in World War II, it's a World War I vintage rifle because that platform of rifle was used in the First World War.
Exactly. So like the Enfield, I think, is actually going to be one of the better guns to go with.
No. You know what the better gun is going to be? Fucking Martini Henry, baby. Martini Henry.
Don't invite Tyler. He'll blow himself up.
Oh, is it? That's right. Sorry, it was Tyler who did it. I thought it was Gallardo's. My bad.
So I'm going with years out of date minus your time for that stage. So they're all the stages are going to be short. You're going to be dealing with something that's either like 60 years out of date as kind of like a minimum, is they're going to be 60 years to like 200 or so. So if you run a Martini Henry, your time is going to be way up there. And it's not going to be competitive.
If I've got a Browning high power with a stock, can I run that in the pistol match and then put the stock on and run it in the rifle match?
Interesting.
Artillery
shots out to 100. So if you want to shoot your Browning high power with a stock out to 100,
What about the artillery Luger? It's got like an 8.5-inch barrel, 32-round drum mag, and a stock.
Oh man, this is very different than typical 3-gun classes. They don't think about it. An 8-inch barrel.
You'd have to give bonus points for age because those are World War I vintage guns.
Israel, are there any meme rules in your 3-gun league that you're putting in?
Meme rules?
No. No. Okay.
I am
disappointed. I know it was thought about or talked about like what could be done at some point, at least in the IRC, but I wasn't sure if anything made it in.
Maybe like some bonus points for a really weird grip set or something like that.
I don't know, like maybe like that one-handed like Olympic shooter pistol with like the hand in the pocket. I know that was a joke at some point.
Some different positions. Well, you can specify that in a range.
Can we get bonus points if we are shooting backwards as if we're killing a conscript who's fleeing the field of battle?
Well, that's
and you draw and point like this instead of like this. You just stand backwards,
Flag as many people as possible during the draw.
As retreating, fire on the conscripts. So that's the stuff you put in the written stage brief, right? Your stage brief includes all that stuff. So yeah, there could be one where as you are retreating, you have to fire at targets as you're going by them. So that would be very interesting. You guys are giving me some good ideas for stages
awesome.
Here.
That sounds so awesome.
Yeah. Well, so my idea on this is that I think a lot more people out there have an SKS and a pistol, and they just don't shoot it very often. So the whole idea with this match is to make it super approachable, very easy just to like get in there. You don't need like a 3-gun shotgun is a 3-gun shotgun. You can't use it for hunting. It's not used for anything else. There's no other sports that will share that kind of thing.
Excuse me.
Not with that attitude.
Your ass took some Bubba fucked A5 duck hunting and slayed, and then the conservation officer showed up and was like, "Let me see that gun." And he took the blood. It's like, "How the fuck are you shooting so quickly?" Like, "Oh, sorry, I was doing quad loads, sir."
Dual loads, not quad loads. You can't quad load duck hunting because your tube's tube. But
yeah, but somebody was fucking dual loads during fucking duck hunting.
You got to get them extra 2 shells in there. Yeah, I mean, it's not an ideal after you've like gone at the loading port with a grinder and you've got the extended controls on there and whatnot. But
nonsense! You're wearing gloves. That makes it all the better for using it with the gloves on. You got it. You got it smooth for faster reloading to follow up on that flox going overhead. You're just not thinking about this right here, man.
You need to think like a gamer, Adriel. You need to think like a gamer.
Yeah.
In all environments, even duck hunting.
Can I bring a Winchester 1887?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I brought my lever action Turkish 12-gauge duck hunting.
No, he's saying for the 3-gun. So that 2-gun though, that's just rifle pistol. We're not asking for the shotgun. Just the rifle pistol.
Hey, what if I use slugs?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So how many ducks do you have to kill to unlock the first gnarly paint job?
I think it's 100.
I think it's 50 or 100. Yeah, I don't know.
It's 50 kills for the first camo, and then it's 100 headshots for the.
You know what? You should call the MNR and ask them. I'm pretty sure they'd know.
They've got that score sheet somewhere. Yeah, you get the laser on there. Anyway, so I set out the rules for this 2-gun historical shoot, just to try to get more people into competition shooting. I just bought a stock for a M712. That pellet pistol that I've got that shoots the BBs.
The C96.
It's the M712 because it's a full auto version. But yeah, C96. So I got a reproduction C96 stock from China for like $60. It's probably not going to be very good, but it was cheap. And I kind of want to have a stock on that thing and just wail on a squirrel. I've been having squirrel problems in one of my deer blinds. I want to run that thing on full auto, and it fires. The rate of fire on that thing is so fast, and I just want to like give it to a squirrel, just a mag.
Make sure you record it and post it on PETA's website.
Yeah. What's I need some German words for like die you squirrel or something like that, and you just shout.
Don't worry, just shout it.
Have you seen those videos of Germans trying to pronounce the word squirrel because they can't? Because some of that sound isn't in their native tongue.
Huh.
That's
you gotta do that.
I'll try to do that.
Yeah, that's a thing.
It happens with a couple of languages. Lululemon was founded because the guy was a racist shit and thought it was funny to listen to Japanese people say it.
What the fuck?
There
All right, how do I say this? Sturb du Eichhörnchen. How do you say
Eichenhorchen.
Okay, so I'm going to need you to record that. I'm going to practice it a couple times before I shoot this video and squirrel. And
according
I need to shout
that.
What exactly did you translate?
Squirrel.
Die you squirrel.
Die you squirrel.
Stab
Just
to ice.
before you pull out the full auto BB gun and you give it to the squirrel, you got to yell, Sturb du Eichenhorchen, or whatever the heck that thing is.
Remember, you gotta sound angry.
Yes, that's necessary. Yeah, I'm kind of pumped. Like $60 for a shoulder stock. I can't say no. I have to have one, even for a BB gun. Let's see. My Glock 17 reg certificate came in, so I don't know. I might take that to the range and shoot it. And my BMAG stock came in. So I got this BMAG. My last one was not accurate, so I didn't want it. This one is nicely accurate. I've got some targets here. Whoop. And this is without the stock. This is just with the crappy plastic one that was like kind of touching the barrel. This thing's got a heavy barrel. I can't imagine the barrel's like really affected by harmonics as much because it is so heavy. But there's one target. And that's at 100 meters, so it's 0.86. And then there's the other one, and that's a 3-round group. So a lot of what I was shooting was under an inch. It really liked 25 grainers. And so I decided to keep it and sell my Savage 17 HMR, which hadn't done me any wrong, but wasn't fast and stanky like this thing was. And this is the new stock on it. And it's a lot nicer than the shitty plastic one. It also balances a lot better. This thing was very barrel heavy before because it's got a heavy barrel on it. Now it balances nicely because there's quite a bit more weight in the rear of the stock. You know, a lot of the time you look at rifles and you look at the weight of them and you're like, oh, that's not bad. But then you actually shoulder it and you're like, what the fuck? How come it's so like front heavy? So this is actually balanced quite a bit nicer. It is a heavier gun. That's going to be better for standing shots because it'll be steadier and need more force to it to move, right? So kind of interesting.
What caliber is that? I think I missed this.
17 WSM, which is Winchester took some nail blanks that they were making and started putting bullets on them. So it's stankier than 17 HMR. It puts out about 500 to 600 more FPS.
I was wondering what the hell had a 25 grain bullet like that,
and a 17. So it's a tiny little guy, and it's just screaming,
fucking booking it.
Yeah. So you hit a gopher with that thing, and it
just blows up.
Yeah, it's still not like you can get a 223 and 40 grain and like really fuck up that squirrel, but where I hunt, like gophers, I'm on a landowner's property, and if I use a centerfire cartridge, it's really loud. They don't really like it. You have to wear like better hearing protection. Usually with this kind of stuff, like with rimfire, I'll put earplugs in, but just kind of hanging out my ear, just to deaden the sound a little bit, and it's good enough. So this is still doable, but just extends the range that you can hit a gopher because it does shoot quite a bit more flatter and it's quite a bit faster than the 17 HMR. You can crank a gopher at a little bit longer. I paid $350 for this rifle, and the ammo is just as cheap as 17 HMR.
That sounds.
Anyways, I think as much as 223.
Yeah. Actually, 17 HMR and 17 WSM are basically the same as bulk 223.
Yeah, that's why I stopped shooting mine.
Yeah.
It costs as much as 9mm. It's another thing to put them in a comparison.
But can you hit a gopher at 200 yards with 9mm? Probably
I
not.
mean, if you give me a KSG or it's not a KSG, a sub 2000 and enough ammo, I probably could.
Just lob it there.
Yeah. That's it for me. Who's up next here? Elixir?
Rover.
No, you already did your thing. Rover.
I have a CZ75. No, CZ SP01 Shadow in the mail. It made it to Victoria today at 4, so I should be seeing it tomorrow at 3. Depends whether or not I catch the mailman and I talk to him, because I shit you not, I get so many packages, and it's not bragging or anything. I just get so many of those fucking packages. I know the mailman. I know his route, and instead of having him haul my heavy-ass boxes full of bullets and guns and shit up the stairs to my building, I just, like, right around the time that he's delivering to my block, I just kind of stick my head out the window and I look for the truck, and then I just go and wait for him to walk by his truck, and I go, "Hey, buddy, how's it going?" He's like, "Oh, hey," and he just gives me the package out of the truck.
Sweet.
So that's nice. And then I'm doing this right now.
I took the
Hey.
liberty of signing the signature required package for you.
Oh, I wish you could do that, but apparently that's super illegal, so you can't.
Just give him a stamp. It's fine.
No, you just gotta wait for the UPS guy. He'll do it for you.
No, the UPS guy. Oh, don't fucking get me started with UPS. And yeah, right now I'm deburring some brass because I am gonna do one more Campro bullet test. I was talking with Adriel, and if anybody watched the show last 2 weeks ago, about finally getting around to this. This is me finally getting around to finally prepping the last of the brass before I start putting bullets and powder in them. Not in that order. And then I'm going to go ahead and try my best, very, very best to actually get some very, very good groups. I don't know what the fuck happened last time. I was being stupid careful with the powder measuring, so I know I wasn't fucking up with the powder measuring, and everything was seated to the same depth, and everything was nice and pretty and chambered correctly. But they all shot like shit. Like all my loads from like 43.8 grains of argot all the way to 46 in like 0.3 increments. They all shot like dick. And I just wasn't happy with that. And
Like
I think,
all over the face?
like I was shooting 2-inch groups.
No, I'm sorry. It was a
2.5.
bad joke.
So maybe your gun doesn't like whatever weight of bullet you bought.
They
Maybe.
are light rounds. They are 147
you-
grain.
Crimping them? Are you running them to the cannular and then crimping them?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you using to crimp them with?
Just the factory seating crimping die.
So, I haven't loaded this next batch yet. Try not crimping them at all.
Wait, is this
Just-
for through height?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's for a bolt gun though. He's not
Well, yeah,
he's
you
not
don't
running
need
in a
to crimp.
semi, so you don't really need to crimp them.
I've
try running
literally
no
never
on.
crimped. So
Well, just to
I
take
don't
one
crimp my
more
8mm
variable out.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
It's easy. You just run your die back a little bit and then
No.
change your-
It's not a question of how do I do it. Is that I know I just back it up a little and I use the plug to actually just seat them, not crimp them, and there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Give it
yeah.
a shot.
I'll give that a shot.
Because it might not be the culprit at all. It probably isn't. But just getting rid of variables is nice because then you can see if, wasn't the problem. But at least just remove as many variables as possible. Maybe it's not the bullet.
And I'm also going to increase the number of shots per batch. I started with 3-shot groups, and I thought that was good because I got some good results. But I guess shit just lined up that day. And then with the next set of groups, I did 5-shot groups, and that's when it really showed that it really wasn't that good to begin with, I guess. And this one I'm going to do 10-shot groups so that all the nerds on the internet that tell me that it's not statistically significant to do 3 or 5 can go fuck themselves.
Really?
Well, your gun's only guaranteed MOA for a 3-shot group.
yeah, those don't count though.
Yeah. Well, see, there's one of them. There's one of them right there.
I just still think it's probably going to end up being the bullet weight. Your gun probably just doesn't like the 147 grains.
I hate to admit it, but it has shot 147 grain before very well. It just so happened to be that fucking Austrian surplus ammo. I don't know what the hell they did differently. Maybe it was just a slightly different bullet profile. Maybe
it likes the Berdan primer.
Yeah.
maybe it's the Berdan prime. It's all in the It's all in the primer. It's clearly all in the primer.
2 holes is better
Show
than
some
1.
extra flash holes. Yeah.
just grab a drill bit, widen the fuck out of that fucking primer hole. Give it extra bumps. Yeah, that's basically it. And then I shall report the results back next week. Maybe it was the crimping. Maybe I just shoot like shit. Although this is all PMC brass, so I went and I shot the PMC brass. It's PMC bronze, and from what people tell me, it should shoot like shit. And it was shooting a couple of the groups that I shot were just over 1 inch, and a couple of the groups that I shot were under 1 inch. So
Did you find that it was filthy garbage?
it's a bolt gun, so I didn't see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found my 350 with my 357 PMC is filthy garbage and flings back chunks of carbon large enough and fast enough to cut my arm.
Neat.
Was that a used gun?
Nope, it's my Smith & Wesson 686, and it's not lead, it's hunks of carbon. The bullets are going down, they're hitting things properly, everything lines up properly. This thing will fling chunks of carbon large enough, far enough back to cut my arm, my face, and the RSO's lip.
How? The only place that could be coming from is from right in front of the forcing cone.
It has to. It's coming from that because it doesn't do it with Winchester 38s. It's fine with Winchester 38s. I haven't really tried any other brands of ammo too, but it's just like
no. What I'm not getting is the geometry of it all. You know, your hands are over here, which means that the cylinder and the fucking everything is in front of it. How are you getting shit thrown behind you from a revolver?
Right here. It's all coming up right here.
I don't know.
It's the PMC ammo. Even my Ruger GP100 would do it a bit as well.
Might be a weird powder they're running or something like that. Because I shoot their 223 and it's fine. There's nothing to complain about.
It's done this across two guns. The GP100, I think it actually might be out of the barrel rather than out of the forcing cone because my GP100, I know it was doing it. I know it was flinging shit, but it wouldn't fling shit backwards anywhere near as far or in the same direction. But with my Smith & Wesson, it's got a shorter barrel by 1.8 inches.
I was wondering, I bet you're just shooting rocks like 5 feet in front of you and just getting rocks. It's just sitting there shooting the ground. It's like, what the fuck is flying back at me?
Something bit me.
I'd like to imagine that I'm retarded enough to do that.
We're just bugging.
It happened on two guns. It flings shit backwards on both my GP100 and my brand new Smith & Wesson. And then, like I said, Winchester 38s doesn't fling anything back. It's just Winchester 38s.
You know, I was also now just visualizing how you could possibly shoot to get shit back at you, and then I just visualized you doing like John Wick center relock with the revolver, just shooting it right next to your face.
That'll work.
Yeah,
maybe
that would get shit shot right in your face. So other than that, yeah, I don't have anything else. I gotta see that coming.
No, you do have something else.
What
you have a prohibited device in your.
Oh my God, guys! Check it out! You see right here. This knife, it's got a stud on the blade, and since it's got a stud in the blade, and I can partially open it, and then through the magic of physics, that's prohibited.
Wait a minute.
Only criminals need that.
I have this. It doesn't even have a stud here, but if I open it up about this far and
don't cut yourself.
Here we go. There we go. It's open.
All right.
Andrew,
well, how about
wait.
upside down? Oh damn!
Andrew, you're up.
Well, I just got this crappy Canada ammo one, but oh
my God!
Oh, Deeves couldn't deal with all the prohibited weapons on the stream. He left.
Think of the children.
We are clearly all criminals. But yes, and to turn down the screeching a little, in the eyes of the CBSA, that's the Canada Border Services Agency, when you cross the border carrying this knife, which you purchased before in Canada, which is not prohibited under criminal law, you may proceed through the border. But upon returning through the border, if you are caught with this, they will consider it a prohibited device, even though it's not a prohibited device under criminal law, just in their border law.
You look at their criminal law, and it's like if the blade opens with centrifugal force. Now, centrifugal force is like, yeah, I mean, like anything opens with centrifugal enough. Put it in a centrifuge, it's going to open no matter what kind of blade it is.
Well, you'll blow their mind when you tell them a door is not a door when it's ajar.
What?
Excellent dad joke you got over there.
Oh God, I just got that. I'm gonna get the fuck out.
Took a while for some of our listeners, but
It took a while for me. Fuck you. That is. Oh God. I can't. I just can't.
can't even.
Can't even. Not even odd. I can't odd. Don't travel through the border with those knives. Nobody's gonna arrest you if you have them.
But they're going to confiscate it if they actually... The interesting thing is, if you declare it, they're going to confiscate it. If you don't declare it, they could theoretically charge you with smuggling a prohibited weapon, but realistically, they're probably not going to, because I expect that they know this is a load of bullshit, and that it won't actually hold up in court. They don't really want to challenge it in court. They just want to fuck us over, so they're just going to confiscate the knife and tell you to fuck off.
One of the...
I know that you don't have enough money to sue them over it.
One of the things that I saw in the post was Varsel commenting that the reasoning or this outcome came from people actually challenging them on importation of a variety of knives that may or may not have fallen under the definition of prohibited devices. But I guess the CBSA just got fed up with them getting challenged over every single one of these people's complaints, and then they just said, fuck it, anything with a stud, anything that can be flung open, assisted, whatever, it's just all fucking illegal. Fuck it, everything's illegal.
CTA or CTTS, some trade tribunal thing, is the one who actually resolved the disputes, and as far as I know, it was an importer of Kershaw knives that brought the dispute up, and there have been a couple of other ones brought up previously. Now, I expect, that, given the fact that they basically said at this point anything with a stud or nub is illegal, I expect that every fucking importer of knives is going to start a class action over this, because this basically bans almost their entire catalogs. You look at the catalogs of most knife companies, and I remember I posted this on Canada, and there were some real fucking... One person tried to say that these are the bump stocks of knives, and I'm like, what the ever-loving fuck are you talking about? But like,
what does that even mean?
Designed to get around some arbitrary restriction that shouldn't exist in the first place. It's a bump stock of knives. But like, you look at a knife company's catalog now, and people are saying, "Oh, this isn't." They're like, "That's not a traditional pocket knife. This Buck 110 with no studs is a traditional pocket knife." And I'm like, I didn't say traditional, I said the majority of. You look at a knife maker's catalog nowadays, the majority of knives they sell have a nub or a stud to help you open it faster. Because they realize that that's the more convenient fucking thing to do, rather than having to sit here and fumble when it's like 4 degrees out and trying to open this with 2 fucking hands. There's a number of reasons why you'd want a knife that you can open just with 1 hand, and the majority of them, when you flick it, it opens.
No, see, the only good reason for a knife that folds in half is so that you can put it up your ass and kill somebody in prison with it.
Yeah, totally. That's exactly why I bought this. Is shove it up my ass when I inevitably get arrested for unsafe storage for no reason.
No, we all need a hobby.
Sorry, I mean, that's why the next gun I'm going to get is probably going to be an SKS, is just to shove the bayonet up my ass.
Oh, rest in peace, the Herbs. Rest in peace, the Herbs. He's not dead. He just nuked his account. I miss him.
Well, we hope.
I guess. Way to make it really dark, DB.
Just saying, if we hadn't heard from him, we don't know.
I guess not.
And you know, with that kind of risky activity, you never know.
You know what? You're 100% correct. You never know. You absolutely
maybe
never
he
know.
meant Mr. Hands.
Oh, I did not need to think about that. Thank you, Elixir. I will always remember watching that video. Just like I think it's in high school. Somebody was like, "Dude, you're not gonna fucking believe this." Like, what? Check this out. It clicks that thing, and it's just like, what is going on? No!
See, I know about Mr. Hands, but I've been smart enough not to watch it or 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
Oh yeah.
So I just went and grabbed my my buck knife, and it's got studs on it.
Oh!
Well, my fucking skinning knife has the stud too, because I'm totally gonna use that to.
I used a folding knife. I've used this knife. I've used this Canada ammo knife for skinning out deer. And the problem with them is that they got these little like spots for all the gore and fat and blood and hair and stuff to get into. But they're convenient, so I use them when you need to put the tag on the deer. Use one of these guys here because they're a little bit smaller. They fit down a little bit better.
See, what's interesting with this recent prohibition is it's apparently very contradictory because my dad has a knife that actually is spring assisted, but you have to put force in to open it initially. But once you put that initial bit of force in, it springs open by itself. And the CBSA had to specifically issue a ruling allowing this knife in the country, saying that because it requires that first bit of force, it's not a prohibited spring assist knife. But now they have this whole shit where even if it requires that first little bit of force, it's still prohibited. So they've contradicted themselves now.
That's never happened before. What do you mean? Like,
oh, gee, like a not thought through ruling is contradictory in some way? Who would have foreseen that?
Matt Kov is saying my Buck 110 isn't real if the tip's not broken. It's got some little chips out of it in the front there, so it's not broken yet, and frankly I hope it won't. I'm
pretty sure Matt Kov is not real.
Well, he's from
nobody's
Quebec,
real.
so he doesn't.
How can anything be real if your eyes aren't real?
Yes, that's a good point.
Thank you, Jaden Smith.
Take your nihilism and get out of here.
I guess we can move on because I mean, really, this has been beaten to death. What we can move on to is a certain new leaked pre-shot show product, courtesy of Israel. Yes, the new Tavor shotgun, the Tavor TS Bullpup shotgun from IWI, or how I affectionately call it, the KS Jew.
There we go.
It's semi-auto. And you'll be happy to know that it originally had a 15+1 capacity, meaning that in Canada, either we'll see a severely neutered version or we won't see it at all.
Neutered.
IWI likes Canada.
What?
Yeah. IWI likes Canada, so we're probably going to get one that instead of having 3 5-round magazines, they'll make a special thing that's just 1 5-round magazine for us.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, that's possible.
I guess. But
yeah,
then,
we won't see like the max capacity because we already had
guys,
something
it's
similar in
M-Lock
country.
compatible. It's M-Lock compatible, so you can, I don't know.
Question: what's the chamber size on that?
3 inch.
3 inch. Okay.
Yeah, they're not gonna make it 3.5 inch. Can you imagine that as a duck gun, Adriel? You like,
howdy, partners! Ready to shoot some geese?
can you imagine?
Honestly, I'd love to take a gun like that duck hunting in like the funniest fucking area I could just to watch them all grimace at me. I don't even care if I'd kill anything. I'd fire the damn thing off at a flock of ducks 100 yards away from me just to piss these guys off.
No, just take it to a Muse's gun range and do trap there.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing about Silverdale is they literally don't give a shit. A guy shot fucking trap with a Daria at Silverdale.
Y'all, watch out! They'll write an unwritten rule for that.
Yeah, for those of you that are not familiar with IRC history, one of the people there, Muzz, he I'm not sure where he is. I think he's in Ontario.
No, Manitoba.
Manitoba, right? He went to a trap range and he shot trap with, is it an 870 Grizzly?
14H 870.
Yeah. A 14H. What?
Inch.
Oh, 14 inch.
Yep.
870. And he promptly got chewed out by a fella that was shooting there already. First, because he was using a prohibited gun, which it wasn't. Then, for using a restricted shotgun, which it wasn't. And then just because the shotgun barrel was too short, which that's subjective.
Too short for you.
And the guy just challenged them on it, and Moss just kept going, "No, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you," until the club's president walked by and told him, yeah, we sort of have an unwritten rule just to prevent this kind of thing. We don't shoot trap with short barrel shotguns. Just so that the fuddies don't get too triggered or something.
Yeah, that's too weird. Why bother?
Yep.
Frankly, I'd want to do it even more often if there was a bunch of shitty fucking fuds complaining about it, just to be like, well, fuck you, it's legal, you can fuck yourself. Take that 28-inch...
That's legal too.
Take that 32-inch barrel 870 you got there and shove it up your asshole, bud.
Is there a 32-inch barrel for an 870?
There is. They're trap barrels.
Oh,
are you interested in getting one now?
Yeah.
But remember, traps are not gay.
Well, it is if you shove a 32-inch barrel up your butt. It's it's kind of gay.
Don't tell me what to do.
Did you just assume? Oh no. I'm not touching that with a 32-inch Remington 870. Yeah, it's 8 pounds, by the way. This Tavor shotgun.
Oh, it's still pretty light.
Heavy.
Unloaded, I'm guessing. Oh, it is. It is. It's 8 pounds unloaded, so you put 15 shells in there, and it's gonna be what, 9.5?
5. Don't be silly.
10.
That's illegal.
This is reminding me. I still need to buy some mini shells and see how many of them I can fit in my fucking lever action.
Can you lever action even feed them?
I don't know. That'll be another thing to find out. But my lever action fits 10 rounds of trap.
And a thumb.
Yeah, and DV's thumb. I still have a nice memoir of the time he went down to Silverdale with us on the fucking paracord around the fucking
I still don't actually know how that happened.
I think I know. There's something sharp inside there, and while you were fucking around with the round, you sliced your hand inside the gun, I think.
All right.
Oh, took a blood sacrifice.
I've learned with that thing, you have to kind of hold it angled upwards a little bit when you got one just kind of dropped in. Yeah.
Let's see. Oh,
yeah, I think I learned I had to like drop the round like right into the back of the lifter when I had it angled up to make it work the best. I can't quite remember.
I paid fucking $300 for that gun, so
it's all right.
Let's see. Oh yeah, the other thing that I wanted to mention is in lieu of the silliness that was this Tavor, the KSG, it's that apparently this is a thing that. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. But this is a thing. Apparently you can adapt your 870 to have that same magazine system. Yeah,
that looks even stupider. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's all kinds of dankness, and for those of you that are wondering, it's the RCMP already banned it.
They banned it when it came out. Pretty much.
They banned it when it came out. Yeah, it's
they banned it while it's still on the drawing.
Why'd they ban it though?
Oh, there it is. That's a Versamax.
11
one of them.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah, that second picture. This picture right here. That's a Versamax.
Why'd they ban it?
Because it fits on semi-automatics.
It's in semi-autos.
Take your 870 extension tube and go throw it on your.
Hey! Be quiet! I'll just say a damn thing.
Throw it on your floor. That's what you do with it.
Yeah.
Don't put it on anything else.
Don't do it. Other than that, I think enough of the silliness. Now let's go to top post of the week. What do we got? We got a Mark 12 out in the cold. That's a shotgun, for those of you that are wondering.
So I didn't know this. The prototype Mark 12 had a nice big paddle on the left for the bolt release, and so does the Actel 1919 Gen 2, and so does a lot of the Mark 10 has it. This one's got like a blade release. Have you guys seen that release on the left hand side? It's like a blade. It's like they didn't add the pad to it or not.
Nope.
Which if you're taking it out hunting and that kind of thing, it's not a big deal. But if you're gaming with it, the paddle's better.
See, I think you should shoot your next 3-gun match with this $20,000 50 cal.
Okay, yeah. you know, it'll work for destroying the targets.
See, you might as well
knocking them over.
just go full out and get the GM6 links.
Well, at least that one's semi-auto.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Isn't
That
one
one's got
cheaper
all
than this too?
the recoil mitigating snowflakiness that you possibly could ever need for 3-gun, right?
Yeah, exactly. You can shoot
It's
it all
basically
it's fine.
cheating because one shot you take out the entire row of targets and then you just move on to the next row.
That should
Yeah.
be a stage.
All right, so we just need to find a guy with a semi-auto 50 cal.
Yeah, all 16 of them in the whole country. And
You want to find all 1650 cals in the country?
no, there's more than
One
that.
stage?
There's probably more 50 cals that are like single shot or whatever.
Yeah.
Apparently, this is a thing that people like to see. It's an EOTech not magnified and an EOTech magnified.
Neat.
Cool, neat. Let's see. Lots of wood, a lot of wood. I like the little rag of wiping down all your naughtiness.
What's with the electrical tape and shit all over this scope?
Where?
That one.
That one? That's got a scope cover. That's not electrical tape.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
That makes a lot more sense, yes. We seem to have a lot of pictures of GATs, which is nice. Oh, hey, look! One of those Chinese shovels.
I was looking at the one at Tenda because they've actually bought a couple to sell. I still want one, kind of, but
Oh, there's Spectre Ballistics with a dank little Tika.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are nice. I like my Tika. Hey, then some asshole fucking posted some bullshit from his fucking
Fucking dank.
blog. Fuck those guys.
I wrote that late last night on IRC. That's what I
You're
was asking.
welcome.
Like, how much is the CFSC? I haven't done mine in like a decade. I challenged my courses. I have no idea what's in this thing, but I've done the other ones that I recommended in there.
Yeah, if you want to send hate to this guy, do so. He got a grand for like $1,100.
fuck.
Yep. And then some 223 rifles. One of those has got to be 5.56. I'm wondering. Are they really all 223? I don't think so.
Does it matter?
Well, you see,
Space
if you
cats.
shoot 5.56 out of a 223, you're gonna blow yourself up, kiddo.
No.
Oh, also,
You'll have problems chambering it in a bolt gun, but like
No, you won't.
in an AR-15, who cares? They'll leave them both.
Oh, you won't have problems chambering in a bolt gun.
I
Believe
did.
me, I've tried.
I did.
I did not.
I've had issues where Chinese surplus has extra hard primers and will not go off in bolt guns.
My Howa
Possible
shot,
too, yeah.
what was it, 40 rounds of Chinese surplus, just fine.
We have a carrying your handgun in the United States,
States.
and I gotta say, just throwing my 2 cents, that entire first section, guess who corrected it? This
You.
guy. And then he goes on to go on and more about that kind of thing. Then we have an extra wide Tavor. Good for
What's
you.
the deal with that? I was wondering what makes it special. Like, why is it extra wide?
I think it's just got extra bits on it. I think does that grip part of all of them, Adriel?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's an add-on.
Then you have that nice little handguard, which is really nice. I think the rail is aftermarket too, isn't it?
Key mod.
And yeah, more pictures of guns. You guys are doing a good job of posting pictures of guns, and that's nice content, and it's good. It's not memes and shitposts like Elixir always posts.
Hey, mine are good.
Yours are dank, okay? I'll give you that much. They are nice and dank. Oh, yeah, entirely unrelated. Are we done with guns? Does anybody else have anything else to do with talk with guns?
No.
Oh, there's the Ruger pistol caliber carbine.
I love how that's just what they called it. Yeah, we're just making a pistol caliber carbine. What do we call it? I know, pistol caliber carbine.
Well, that isn't calling it the Ruger.
Precision rifle.
Ruger precision
Savage,
caliber carbine.
Savage modern rifle. Modern sporting rifle.
Hey, what about the McAfee stuff loading rifle?
Is that
Very
actually what
accurate
SLR
naming.
stands for?
It is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, you didn't know that?
No, I didn't. I didn't even care to think of what the acronym would even stand for.
That might have been a political move. That might have been like a strategic choice of naming.
Probably, but it works.
Mhm.
What else? Oh yeah, what I was gonna say is if you have a YouTube channel with less than 1,000 subscribers that doesn't get more than 4,000 hours of views a year, you've been demonetized, or you will be at the end of the month. Fuck you.
Well, you'll have no ads.
Yeah.
And you probably weren't making any, like, especially if your channel's about guns, you weren't making any money anyways.
Oh, I know. Don't worry. It's just funny because I've had that channel for 12 years, and just now they're saying, nah, those $50 that you've made us, you're never gonna see them. I want those $50. That's the thing. I kind of want it.
Oh, I'm just looking at my channel right now. The revenue per view is so fucking bad. It's so bad. I'm doing 160,000 views every 30 days. I'm making $80.
Yeah. That's like one expensive box of ammo.
Time for you to set up a Patreon.
Yeah, I don't really need the money. I just like YouTube's got the platform. I don't need the money. I just like putting out stuff that
you should look your down with let you on full 30.
I should touch base with those guys. But yeah, I personally I think they're trying to get rid of the guys who make a brand new channel and then just copy stuff and throw it up.
The speculation on Reddit is that it's to stop all the bullshit Elsa Gate shit with the kitties and the mature porn
That's
things.
Another risk. Yep, another risk that it might.
But then they're also throwing under the bus absolutely every single person that has been making videos on niche channels that don't have subscribers.
What was that called? Elsa Gate? Did I hear that right?
Yeah, look it up. I'm really not going to go into it because it's completely unrelated. But, yeah.
It's very involved.
I really hate
very weird.
Calling everything whatever gate. Watergate was called Watergate because where it happened was called Watergate.
Yeah, but it was the Watergate gate.
Watergate gate. Watergate gate. Watergate gate. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, that's enough. We're done. We're calling it. We're calling it.
Pull the plug. It's over.
Go watch Adriel's Hunt Gear Guy videos. Go listen to his podcast. Go play World of War Tanks with DB and Bylix
War Tanks.
Yeah, Bylix.
Wow, you covered it all there. All right.
Yeah, that's it. That's the plug. We'll be back in 2 weeks, maybe at this time, maybe a little bit later. I'm still not sure.
Maybe on
this
January
earlier
3rd.
one is nice. Maybe on January 3rd, so we can time travel. Fuck you. And thank you, everybody, for watching. And we will be throwing the join link in the sidebar real soon if you want to join up. Otherwise, see you, everyone.
Join the join link in the sidebar, yes, so that everyone who's not here won't be able to see it.
In IRC is what he meant.
And good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.